Good afternoon, and welcome to Outreach's 27th annual Long Island event. A very special and exciting occasion this year, and what a year it's been. Though it's unfortunate we could not hold our Long Island luncheon in person once again, we really do miss gathering with our friends. We are grateful to have this occasion to share stories with you about outreach and to recognize and celebrate our Long Island colleagues and partners whose inspiring efforts help support our life-saving work. Last year, we held our very first virtual event during the height of the COVID pandemic with a theme of hope and courage. We have come a long way since, and the arrival of spring this year brings a sense of anticipation that we have turned a corner and are back on track to health and positive spirit. With a renewed outlook for the future, this year's theme is hope and promise. We are so happy to invite you to support outreach as we continue to make a difference in the lives of people struggling to tackle two unprecedented public health threats. That is, opioid addiction and COVID. There is much to be done, and it starts today with all of you committed to helping and giving. We are grateful you could join us. And now, to guide us through today's Hope and Promise program, I have the pleasure and privilege of turning the spotlight over to Brian Edwards, our event committee chair, who has a special view to offer about outreach and the importance of today's event.
Thanks, Debbie, for welcoming us to this wonderful occasion, Outreach's 27th annual event that recognizes and honors our colleagues and partners in Long Island communities whose enduring commitment helps support Outreach's life-saving work. I've had the privilege of chairing the annual Long Island event for the past 17 years and now proudly serve as an Outreach board member. I cannot express enough gratitude and pride for how this incredible program and team have responded to help Outreach meet so many unbelievable challenges year after year as we all work tirelessly to help those in need. Outreach inspires individuals and families to achieve a life of an unlimited potential. It's an extraordinary organization that is transforming, rebuilding, and restoring the lives of adolescents, adults, families, and all Long Island communities in the journey to confront the harsh consequences of addiction, especially the ongoing impact of the opioid epidemic, and now also the lasting effects of COVID. Over the years, I've witnessed the remarkable work that Outreach does, day in and day out. I've had the opportunity to meet many teens and young adults whose lives have been transformed through Outreach's quality programs. Each story I hear reinforces the importance of this event. Outreach's work is vital in ensuring community health and well-being, especially during truly unprecedented times. Thank you for joining us in helping our neighbors and our entire Long Island community by supporting this Rebuilding Healthy Lives Hope and Promise event. I know you will enjoy the presentations that follow, including brief stories that will celebrate our very special 2021 Hope and Promise honorees, and a truly intimate view into what makes Outreach such a unique place through the eyes of the people we help, as well as our very own caregivers. I'm sure you will feel and see firsthand how Outreach is making an extraordinary and meaningful impact in the lives of Long Islanders.
So I had done the outreach program in the past, and it was extremely helpful. But this past year, I went through a lot of emotional trauma, and I reached toward alcohol to cope with my feelings. I ended up getting a DWI with my children in the car. And that's how I knew it was really serious at that point, like I really had a problem. So the Women's Day program at Outreach is an extremely intense and structured program. It really holds you accountable for all your actions. So there is no wiggle room for you to mess up and use. For me, I feel it's extremely supportive of mothers. It's very convenient because they do provide childcare and transportation to get to and from the program. I would say that the staff here is extremely special and unique because they're just extremely caring. My counselor, Kat, she's really awesome. Anytime I need to call her, she's available to speak to. You're talking about a lot of personal issues, and everybody makes you feel extremely comfortable, and you never feel judged talking about those issues. They try to keep you on the right path, keep pushing forward towards your recovery. I happened to come into the program during a pandemic, so for the most part, it was done virtually. But I feel that they did wonderful with really holding yourself accountable. Because it was virtual, I feel that they kind of even went over and beyond to try to make sure that you had all the support that you needed during that time. I graduated the Women's Day program within 9 months. I feel that because of this program, I'm where I am today, which I'm in a really good place mentally, emotionally, physically. I'm working now. My boys are wonderful. I'm currently a full-time student studying for my KSAC, which is a substance abuse counselor. I'm due to graduate next spring. After that, I do plan on getting my bachelor's in psychology, and my overall goal is to become a personal therapist that clients would be following up with after they get out of a program like Outreach. I'm really glad that I came back to Outreach. It did so many wonderful things for me in the past, so I knew the Women's Day program was the program to come back to.
A very special honor that Outreach is humbled to present at our Long Island event is the John Brower Jr. Memorial Award. In 2014, just days before our traditional spring luncheon, Outreach received a call from a family who had tragically lost their son to an opioid overdose. In their grief, they had reached out to us to ask about having donations sent to Outreach in lieu of flowers. Since that time, the family of John Brower Jr., led by his parents John and Jody and their children Kristen and Robert, have been on a mission to prevent lives from being lost to the opioid epidemic. They've raised awareness and money, working closely with Outreach and others throughout Long Island. In 2015, Outreach established the John Brower Jr. Memorial Award to recognize an individual whose exceptional service promotes the awareness and prevention of opioid addiction and works towards achieving recovery for impacted individuals. The award is in line with the wonderful Brower family's mission to turn their tragedy into hope for others. This year's recipient is Outreach's own Kathy Riddle, whose amazing and meaningful work is best shared by those who know her well.
Hi, this is John Brower
and Jody Brower
of the John Brower Jr. Foundation. We've been involved with Outreach for the past 7 years since we lost our son to a drug overdose. We got involved with Outreach because of their commitment to fighting this terrible epidemic. We'd love to congratulate Kathy Riddle for her as recipient of the 2021 John Brower Jr. Memorial Award.
Congratulations, Kathy. We are so honored to have you as the recipient of the award this year, and we look forward to seeing everybody on September 11th at the John Brower Jr. Foundation Walk at Jones Beach.
So Kathy she's an incredible person. Kathy founded Outreach 40 years ago. She saw that there was a need and took a risk, a really big risk, leaving a good job at the Department of Ed to go off and co-found Outreach, having to fight for every dollar, and really to create a space that would grow into what we have today.
Kathy started this work about kids and for kids.
Outreach helped my family.
Family component is so important.
Yeah. because it's not just you in treatment, it's your family in treatment.
Yeah.
It takes a very special person to do that because we know services for kids, there are lots of uphill battles. I've never heard Kathy looked at that as something that she couldn't overcome.
Kathy can be felt from the moment that you walk into a facility. She designs all our buildings. She picks out everything, from the colors on the walls to not just the pictures, but actually the frames that go around the pictures. And it's really important to her to make sure that people feel welcomed.
She wouldn't own up to it, but I think she had a lot to do with transforming the field early on.
Whether it was at the federal level or the state level, just making sure that there were resources available for those in need.
Just doing advocacy and really connecting with people. She did all of this at the same time of building an organization.
So many organizations have struggled during the pandemic, but Kathy always made sure that there was a strong foundation. And believe me, during this last year, with the increasing costs and decreasing revenue, it was very important. The John Brower Jr. Memorial Award is about somebody who's made a lifetime commitment to helping families achieve recovery and build healthy lives. And that's what Kathy stands for.
It was always about the kids. And I think if that's the beginning of her work, how beautiful it is when she closes off her career to get recognition for that. Kathy has touched countless healthy lives.
She is the most deserving person to receive this award for a lifetime worth of work. And she leaves a legacy that will go on for so long.
Kathy, after seeing what you have accomplished over the past 40 years, there aren't enough accolades to describe your pioneering work and your amazing spirit advocating and opening doors for people in need.
Your lifelong mission to bring quality addiction and behavioral health treatment and care to our communities, especially for adolescents and young adults, is beyond compare.
We must say, you epitomize what this honor was established to recognize. Outreach is so proud to present the John Brower Jr. Memorial Award to you for your inspiring and meaningful work. We love you. We would always love you at Outreach, and you're in our hearts forever. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much for this very special recognition. Serving Outreach for these many years has been the greatest honor of my life. I accept this award really on behalf of my colleagues, partners, and many, many dedicated supporters over the past 4 decades. People who joined me on the journey to build Outreach from our origins. It was with their help that we expanded the mission to become one of the leading substance abuse treatment and training organizations in New York State. In the beginning, though, our first goal was to open a residential treatment program for adolescents, a group so in need of care. And that is why the Brower Award has such special meaning. The Brower family is wonderful. They turned the tragic loss of their son into a movement to raise awareness, to put much-needed attention on the opiate crisis, and to help countless people understand human suffering caused by drug abuse. Their support of Outreach's efforts, especially for adolescents and young adults in memory of John Jr., is given selflessly. And I am so grateful to them, and also to the dedicated Outreach staff for your amazing work through all these years. On this special occasion today, I thank you. Thank you.
Outreach is so grateful to Kathy, and we are grateful to our second honoree as well, Maddie Erasich. Maddie is president of the Building and Construction Trades Council of Nassau and Suffolk Counties, one of a long line of building and construction trades workers and union members. Born in the Bronx, he moved to Long Island in his teens, making his mark ever since. Maddie's career and service accomplishments are many, and his talents have not gone unnoticed by those in government and other circles. Today, we join in honoring his heart of giving with this special tribute.
Maddie is very funny. I love his sense of humor, but I also love his commitment and his passion for outreach.
He's been involved with us probably for the last 20 years or so. He took a tour, met some of the kids, and he was taken.
He sees a good connection between the work that we do and the work of the unions. And I think he really thinks of that service to folks.
Whether I'm asking about how to do something with regard to the capital project, or getting a list of contractors who might be able to build our buildings, or asking him about fundraising, you can just pick up the phone. And somehow we always end up laughing.
He is always available, and the other beautiful thing about him, he's doing it from a place of knowing what we are about and what we're going to do inside of these buildings.
Besides just direct support and helping us raise money, is that he really speaks about raising awareness and making sure that as many people who may be in need know about outreach. Maddie's support was incredible over the last year. All of us were a little worried about asking people in the midst of a pandemic to raise money.
And he's like, no, we are going to still get out there, reach out to folks.
Maddie just jumped right in, set a high goal, and got everybody really engaged.
His energy floated over to us in many ways.
And that support has, helped us throughout the year.
Maddie's commitment to outreach for all of these years has been wonderful. And I think it's just an honor for us to recognize him.
There's always a spirit of we can do it, a spirit of hope, and a spirit of promise that he's going to remain committed to outreach and help us build healthy lives.
Maddie, we are so grateful for all that you do for outreach and being there for us. You are truly just a phone call away. Congratulations.
Thank you.
We are pleased to honor you today for your contribution and commitment to outreach and helping us build healthy Long Island lives.
Terrific. Thank you. I appreciate it. Ladies and gentlemen, let me begin by saying thank you. Thank you for selecting me as your 2021 honoree. I'm in a select group of honorees for the last 20 years, and for that, I'm extremely proud. Outreach is a program that helps adolescents, adults, people of substance abuse, those that have peer pressure and succumb to, illicit drugs. Look, they're all victims, and the idea is we want to help them all. The building trades and outreach have a lot in common. The commonality is that we try to help people. We want to provide opportunities for them to be successful, to live a carefree life, and to make sure their quality of life is exactly what it's supposed to be. When they come here to outreach and get the care that they need, it doesn't just help the individuals who are here. It helps the families. It helps the businesses. It helps grandparents say, we've gotten our grandchildren back. These are the things that are most instrumental in repairing someone's life. So whether it be the illicit drugs, whether it be other drugs such as over-the-counter prescriptions, where there was no idea that you can get hooked on drugs, and injury starts this. And next thing you know, you're in one of the groups that are here trying to get care. The building trades have supported outreach for generations. For 20 years, I've been an active participant here to make sure that everybody gets the care they need. So in closing, I want to say that without you, outreach is nothing, because you're the ones who support everything here. It's people like you with your contributions and your effort to make sure that there's awareness for outreach that makes outreach a success. Thank you very much.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congrats. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you to our honorees for such beautiful thoughts and for everything you do for outreach. Now to a feature equally as wonderful and important to us, our adolescent residents. Throughout the great uncertainty and pandemic pause of 2020, Outreach's clients and staff united in creative expression of last year's Long Island event theme of hope and courage. They produced beautiful and moving artwork such as butterflies, sidewalk chalk art, and virtual high fives intended to inspire and encourage everyone to stay strong, stay well, and stay connected. This year, in place of hope and promise, our youthful clients channeled a renewed spirit in much more colorful and dynamic ways to share positivity, love, hope, and gratitude, looking toward a healthier and growing future. The results were performing arts, singing, dancing, poetry reading, and skits that were shared with their peers and family via the virtual world. But also, our Outreach House residents got to work on the magnificent and vibrant paintings that now adorn not only our facilities, but also our event promotions, web pages, and social media platforms. We thought you'd enjoy seeing just a bit of the creation of these lively masterpieces in action today.
I love seeing that incredible artwork. Even more moving to me is hearing the stories of adolescents whose lives have been transformed by the work we do at Outreach. I'm thrilled to share one of those stories with you now.
Sophia's behavior became a lot worse when she started 9th grade.
I was probably drinking every day. I was drinking alone in my room all the time, and I would wake up like sick every day. I would show up to school intoxicated, and that really messed up like my grades.
We would get the constant calls from the school.
There was a lot of mayhem every day, and it wasn't going away, and I knew, and Vanessa knew too, that it was more than we could handle.
Sophia's been at Outreach for about 10 months.
Yeah.
Now, it would be hard to just pick one thing that's been effective. I just think it's just the general environment, the structure of the school, and the constant support.
When I first arrived at Outreach, they made me feel comfortable by giving me someone to talk to whenever I wanted to talk to anyone. Like if I was struggling, there was always a staff member there. The family department and the counselors, like big shout out to them. Like I love them and they really helped me a lot.
They're professional and they really genuinely want to help not only the kids, but the whole family.
It almost feels like they're there with us in the journey of being like their parent. Well, we can't be their parent when they're here. So that really helps a lot. Like we never don't know what's going on. I can't say enough good things about everyone in the staff here. They actually know her and they're strict. And that's good, that's what she needed. Because I knew if she didn't buy in, then we're not gonna go anywhere because she has to put in the work. And they got her to do that.
Outreach has helped me with realizing that I don't really need drugs in my life. I know now a bunch of coping skills. I like to write a lot. Music is like my biggest one. I'm doing really good in school now. I have 90s and I'm not failing anything, which is like a big turnaround.
She brought home on her pass her report card and said, "Dad, look." She was really like proud of her schoolwork, which I never had seen before.
It feels good. It gives me something to like look forward to.
It's amazing, the turnaround. And when I think about, where she was and where she is now, she's doing so much better. She's so much happier.
Yeah, I definitely feel like I'm doing better now from when I came into Outreach. My family sees more of the change than I do in me. Whenever they tell me like, oh, you've been so good with this, or I'm so proud of you for doing this, like it means a lot.
I can't say enough about it. I really can't. And if I start to talk, I'll cry, so I'm just gonna let it.
Yeah, I'm so happy with her being here. It's like my daughter is back. The difference is unbelievable.
Thank you, Sophia, for sharing your extraordinary story of change and how Outreach helped you to build a healthy life. The role of our staff in your journey is also clear. As a member of the board of directors of this amazing organization, I am in awe of what the Outreach staff was able to accomplish during the unprecedented time of crisis that enveloped our world in the 15 months since COVID entered our lives. They made tremendous sacrifices to ensure that our clients, families, and communities received the care they so vitally needed. Our team of compassionate and inspiring pros, everyone from counselors and clinicians to managers, chefs, support staff, and of course, maintenance personnel, offered hope and healing to so many. Today and every day, I admire and applaud their courage and commitment and know that they will continue to do their best to achieve even more in our mission to build healthy Long Island lives. For these many reasons, our third and final Hope and Promise honoree this year is, collectively, Outreach's very own frontline heroes. I hope that our viewers will join me in sending out a resounding thank you to the entire Outreach staff for their amazing contributions and service.
Hi everybody, I'm Christopher McLean. I'm a porter here at ORC, and this is just such an honor to be recognized. Well, my role, being a porter, I had to step up the game. It was the staff, the residents here. I felt like depended on with the panic and fear of having everything sanitized. I started to get the nickname like a Lysol man or something. It definitely, I believe, put people at ease, knowing that they're coming into a building that is sanitized. COVID-19, it ain't coming in this building. What inspires me to keep going? I feel like it's more than just a job here. We're like family here. Sometimes when you watch a resident here just totally change their life around, and It's just so inspiring to be part of. It's amazing the changes that you see that happen here.
I'm so honored to be recognized with all of the other outreach staff that worked tirelessly through the pandemic. It was a stressful time, and I'm proud to say that we all showed up to work to help our clients. I'm looking forward to even more clients on site, to returning to groups, to field trips, to seeing people smile, to see their faces, to have lunch with colleagues, and it's exciting. I just want to thank my staff and all of the outreach staff for coming to work every day, to working so hard during this difficult time. For administration to be coming to work during this time, we got to see them, and that really modeled that it was safe and it was okay to do so. For the maintenance staff who helped clean our buildings twice a day to keep us safe, I want to thank them as well. I'm sure I speak for all the staff when I say that seeing clients heal inspires us. We get to see firsthand how recovery helps to build self-esteem and self-confidence, and to repair and reunite families. We're all helping to build healthy lives. Thank you for this honor.
They needed people to step up, because a lot of people were getting sick in here, and so there was people that stepped up, and I was one of those. I felt my responsibility was towards the clients, towards the agency, to do my job. I feel honored. I feel really honored. I would like to thank Outreach. Thank Outreach as a whole, thank the clients as a whole, because they all realize that, you know, it takes a lot to keep going.
Hi, how you doing? I'm Frank Lumiere. I'm the maintenance technician here at OH2. I would really like to thank you all for the honor that it has been bestowed upon me. How do I feel now? Safe, appreciative of Outreach, because I think they did a fabulous job. That's what comes to mind a year later. I think everybody in my mind is a hero at Outreach, not just myself. We've had people from the executive team all the way down, management, porters. They all work their butts off and try to keep the facilities safe and clean. The job that was done here was freaking amazing. I thought it was a team effort from top to bottom. What inspires me to keep going? Okay. My inspiration is my family. It also inspires me to make sure when I come to work every day, everybody here is working in a safe environment. How do I feel about being a staff hero? I'm kind of, I don't know if I'm embarrassed by it, because it's just part of my, you know, that's just my job. That's just who I am. I was just, well, I was just a little piece of the puzzle. I feel a little weird about it. I think everybody's a hero, not just myself. Because the whole agency is a hero to me.
Hi everyone, my name is Amin Villaran. I work at Outreach, adolescent residential program here in Ridgewood, New York, Queens. I feel honored to be named a staff hero for the agency. During this year, as many know, it's been a tough year for all of us here at the agency and worldwide. I have a great team here. What inspires me is the children. I'd like to thank the agency and everybody that works here. I'd like to thank specifically my team here at Outreach House. Hope. For if you have no hope, you don't have anything. The privilege actually to still be around to help these kids and still be around for my family.
Congratulations and gratitude to everyone involved in making today's virtual event possible. Our esteemed honorees, the Outreach Board of Directors, and our Long Island Event Committee. Many thanks to our sponsors at all levels, our colleagues and partners who went above and beyond in their generosity to support the important work Outreach does. You will see their names and affiliations scrolling in our end credits. Be sure not to miss it. And thank you for sharing your valuable time with us for this special program. In closing, I am happy to turn back to our chair, Mr. Brian Edwards, for some final thoughts. Thank you.
Wow, I hope you enjoyed our Hope and Promise event as much as I did. As you heard from our honorees and in the stories about the treatment experience shared by Outreach's clients and our own healthcare heroes, Outreach is an extraordinary organization making a tremendous difference in the lives of Long Islanders. The great work that Outreach is doing is making an impact, and we need to assure that this continues now and well into the future. We know we can accomplish this with support from all of our community partners. The past year has been difficult, filled with uncertainty for so many. Knowing this, I'm incredibly humbled by the support that has come in for Outreach's outstanding programs. Even as life slowly returns to a greater state of normal post-COVID, the next year will continue to be challenging in so many ways, particularly financially. The persistent threat of cuts in funding from New York State, along with increased costs and decreased revenue as a result of the lasting impact of the pandemic, pose tremendous uncertainties to our future programming. On behalf of the Outreach team, I would like to thank you, our viewers and supporters, for your friendship and generosity to our clients and staff. We know this isn't an easy time to give, and that times will continue to be tough. But we also know that we are blessed to have you helping ensure that our doors are open for all who need us. I am personally appealing to everyone who sees this program. Please learn more about Outreach, make a donation if you can, and stay involved with us. Together, we can continue to rebuild healthy Long Island lives with hope and promise for years to come.
On behalf of all the frontline workers
at Outreach,
I'm deeply honored for this recognition.
As we celebrate
Outreach's 27th annual Long Island event.
It's still hard to grasp the new normal
we find ourselves in.
A year into the COVID-19 pandemic.
Last year, the theme that echoed through the physical and virtual hallways of Outreach was hope and courage.
To honor how much resilience and strength was displayed by our colleagues as we felt or experienced so much fear and uncertainty.
As people and families across New York and the country went on pause
and sheltered in place,
we proudly kept reporting to work on the front lines.
Every one of us showed up.
It didn't matter what our titles, stripes, or roles were.
We were here for our clients,
families, students, and each other.
While we've been able to keep our doors open throughout the pandemic,
our work is far from over.
The need for our services will only continue to grow, especially on Long Island.
Every day we are inspired by hope and promise.
We witness in the acts of kindness amongst our team members and in the stories of small wins and recovery among our clients.
On behalf of my other frontline worker colleagues, I want to thank you for your support
of Outreach
as we continue to confront both the COVID-19 pandemic
and the opioid epidemic.
It is truly through your generosity and trust in us that we will continue to help building healthy lives.